What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Joe here. Today we're going to be focusing a little bit more on lighting. As you guys saw in the last video, we kind of worked on the floors, got everything torn out, and we're in the process of getting the new flooring ordered, and that should be here hopefully soon. But we wanted to focus on the things that are, we want to get done before we get the flooring put back in, things that make a mess, right? So the things we're going to kind of focus on are the wallpaper, which we'll do in a separate video. There's wallpaper like in every single room, but I'm gonna be focusing on the lighting today. We have actually a lot of lighting we wanna put in. And the reason why I'm doing that today instead of focusing on the wallpaper is because we've been working a little bit here at night. And I mean, you can kind of see there's two can lights. This is probably one of the brighter rooms in the house. You can turn it on and actually get a little bit of light put down. But it's not much. A lot of that is all these big windows we have, right? A lot of that natural daylight. So, and then again, in this room, you have this like one little chandelier here. There's no light on the fan. And then you got these little like wall sconces that they don't put anything out. So we're gonna focus on the things we can, which is gonna be in this dining area. We're gonna put a bunch of cans. I think we're gonna put 6 more cans. And then we're gonna try to figure out if we can, I guess, like retrofit those to fit like a LED, modern fixture. In the kitchen, we're gonna add something, but we gotta take that apart and figure that out. So for now, we're gonna focus on this room and the dining room. The big thing with this room, this is actually probably one of the darkest rooms in the house. There's only the one big window, which does provide quite a bit of light during the day, but at nighttime, all we have is this little chandelier and this little fan. And this room doesn't probably seem that big, but it's pretty good size. So what they have with this chandelier is over here. You can kind of see there's like this, chain running across, all hokey, and you turn it on and it's plugged into the wall there, and you can control the chandelier with that. So that's got to go. The fan, there's an upper light that works, the lower light doesn't work. So there's pretty much only that one light that kind of fades away into the background there. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to plan to put probably 8 fixtures in here, 8 can lights, 4 down each side. And then we might do 1 here and then 1 on the other side, maybe like right here in the middle, just so that the lighting is even. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we're putting in all 4-inch cans, but I'm gonna see what we can get a hold of. And that's gonna be pretty much the focus of today. So with that being said, I'm gonna go to Home Depot and see what we can find, I guess. I just got back from the store. I picked up 2 different types of fixtures for these 2 rooms. So I got just a replacement LED can light fixture, and that's gonna work in these old cans. So I checked them out before I left. They just have a regular like screw in like 65, 60 watt light bulb in them. So I bought these. They should have an adapter that screws in and then plugs into the LED fixture. So we'll check that out. And then I got these other fixtures that allow me to put in a can light without having to put the actual like can in. So the way these work, I guess, is we'll just cut a hole in the ceiling, we'll wire it just like we would, and it comes with a little box on the side that we can install in the ceiling to like a joist or something like that. And it won't require installing the can. It'll just be a fixture that sits inside the ceiling. So that'll be something new we'll try out downstairs. And then I think upstairs, I didn't pick anything up today, but for the bedrooms, I'm gonna use probably 4-inch cans, so we'll look into that a little bit more when we get there. But for now, let's pop in one of these fixtures into the existing cans, and let's see if there's like a difference in brightness. I went ahead and put the fixture in on the right side there. You can see it's quite a bit brighter. I obviously have it at a different like temperature of light. So I grabbed one of the other bulbs out of the box. You can see here, it has this old connector, like the regular standard, like light bulb 50, 60, 65 watt light bulb connector. And then it goes to this orange pigtail connector. And on the light itself, we have that little orange connection right here that it plugs right into. And then additionally, these lights are pretty cool. They have a little adjustment you can do here. You can change the temperature of the light if you like it warmer or cooler. I usually keep it 1 off of the coolest setting just to, keep it nice and bright in here. I might adjust them down 1 more, but you can see it adds quite a bit of light. So I'm gonna get started on the other can there, and then probably start with the other lights after that. But It's already getting dark, as you can kind of see, so I might have to come back to that tomorrow. We got the first couple lights in. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see in the shot there, we did have to cut one hole in the ceiling there. So pretty much our joists are running this way, right? And so we have our original light here, existing light. You want to maybe come here? I don't know if you can see this or not. So what I did is we drilled holes through the joists, through the two joists that are here. And then I cut a hole here so we could actually pull the wire. And then from here, we ran it to our new two lights on the end there. So we will have to patch the ceiling on this end and then right above where you're standing for the other end. For the two lights here in the middle, what I'm hoping is I gotta figure out which side of the joist these lights are gonna be on. But maybe we could drill through the joist right here, go that way, and then hopefully just cut our holes for the two new cans in the middle and maybe somehow fish the wire through. That's my hope, because we're trying to get as few holes in the ceiling as possible, right? So let me see the camera for a second. Basically what we're doing is, I'll just pass this up here. We just use these connectors here and pretty much tapped in this is for the can, this is the existing, and then this is for one of the new lights. And then the other new light is just daisy chained off of that first new light to the left. So that's pretty much what we did for those. So we'll keep chipping away and try to get this room knocked out today, and then we'll move into the living room. it's connected, but there's no light in there. And then obviously the two that we did the other night. Thankfully, we didn't have to put any more holes in the ceiling other than the ones for the lights. We only had to patch that one spot, which is actually really convenient. So I don't know if you guys can see, I have those little wire top connectors hooked up to the the neutral and hot up here. So the nice thing is I can drop in the last lead into the box, not have to worry. I mean, I'm sure you should shut the power off and all that good stuff, but everything seems to be covered up. So we're just gonna slip that one in there and get the last couple of lights hooked up. So you can see we have obviously our neutral. This is the set that I just pulled in here. Everything is already terminated in these little connector boxes. So I'll put that in and then we'll see how much light we get out of this room.
Whoa, let there be light.
Nice, much brighter, right?
Looks really good.
Cool. All right, so we'll just button up this last light and then we'll just do one final walkthrough. I gotta put the lid back on this box and then screw this guy back in and we'll be right back. One other thing I wanted to point out with these retrofit fixtures is, like, usually in a new can, there's these two wings that you slip these springs up into, and that's what kind of sucks that up into the ceiling. Well, these old fixtures, they didn't have that. And so what ends up happening is, like, you push this up in there and sometimes these guys pop out. That's what I've been noticing. So what I've been doing is just bending these down like really carefully because I already broke one of the other ones. So I'll just bend that down a little bit. Now that we have that other room sorted out, we're going to move into this room, which is going to be a little bit more difficult because, like I said, we have this fan, but this thing is like permanently wired in. It uses a remote, and the fixture is terrible. I took it apart last night. There's like some weird bulb in there, so we just don't really have a source for a switch. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a switch right here. This is the switch for our little, like, I don't know,
coffee bar. Wet bar.
We're going to make it into a coffee bar, right? So I think what we'll do is I'm going to cut a little notch out here and we're going to make this into a 2-game box with a little retrofit box. Put it right there, and then we'll just have our 2 switches, one for the coffee bar, and then we'll probably have to cut a hole on the wall here and in the ceiling. And then the tricky part is going to be, again, like we did in the other room, trying to get through all these joists to run the wiring. Hopefully that goes pretty smooth. The nice part is we're not staggering the lights like we did in that room, so I should be able to run it just from the switch to this first light, and then from there I can run a wire down to that light, go through a couple joists, run it to this light, go through a couple joists to that light, to the next light. So that's our 8. And then, like we talked about, the only catch is once we put all those in, we might put like a 9th and a 10th fixture in here. We'll just see how bright it is. Initially we planned on doing 4-inch lights. I think I mentioned that. But when I went to, just like our local Home Depot, the 4-inch lights that we got, like similar style to what we got, were like, I think they were like $27, and then the ones that we got were $17. So like by the time you calculate, that makes sense, right? By the time we calculate, the 14 I got here, and then we're gonna probably put 4 in each of the bedrooms. It starts to add up, so we're trying to save a little bit of money.
Very budget friendly.
And, we want to have sufficient light, but we also, we're trying to do it budget friendly. So that's what we'll start with. Maybe I'll just set up a tripod and show running that wire, or I'll just do like a time lapse. We could just kind of hopefully knock this room out as quick as possible before it gets dark. We're gonna run out of time pretty soon here. So what's going on in the other room there? You're just doing staples, right?
Yeah, pulling out a billion staples, what it feels like.
Oh yeah.
Getting the floor prepped and ready to go. Very time consuming, but
no, I got the easy
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah.
you haven't shocked yourself yet with the electrical, so.
Not yet. So we'll keep chipping away and I guess update you guys as we go. Well, 2 minutes into this little part of the project, we ran into an issue. We took this switch out. Obviously, we're not really familiar with like what, you know, each circuit has or whatever. So in the other room, it was a 15 amp circuit, so we're using 14.2. But in here, it's a 20 amp circuit, so they're using a number 12 wire. And it looks like however they wired this in, I think this is maybe just in the middle of a circuit because these two are both hot. And then this is our switch leg down here. So what we decided to do is I ran to Home Depot, we grabbed some number 12 wire, and instead of running just 12.2 to the lights, we picked up a little bit of 12.3 so we can run 2 hots up to the ceiling, and then we're gonna end those on the ceiling fan there, and that way we can control the ceiling fan from a light switch. So we picked up a 3-gang box now so we can have our new can lights, our fan light, and then the switch here for this little can light that's above the little coffee bar area. So that's probably what we're gonna do. We'll run a 3-leg, back on, a 3-leg up to the can, the first can, run it through to the second can, and then run it to the fan. And then from that second can, we'll just run 12.2 to all the other lights because we don't need the extra wire at that point. It's cheaper to do it that way. So that's the plan. I think we have a game plan. We're gonna go from here.
See how it goes.
Yeah, see how it goes. Well, I'm finally getting around to editing this video, and it's turning out to be quite a bit longer than we expected. You know, in the beginning, we kind of recorded a lot of stuff, and we wanted to make sure we caught as much as possible. But, you know, as you're kind of like progressing through these projects, sometimes they take a little longer than expected. So I ended up with a ton of content. We're trying to keep the videos not necessarily like short, but, you know, we don't want them to be 30 or 40 minutes long. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to cut this video here, and we'll pick it back up either in the next one. We might change it up and share something other than the lighting, but we'll definitely finish out this project in the next lighting. Let's call it like the next like lighting release. But if you guys did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this journey, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you guys want to give us a little bit of feedback, you know, about what we have going on, or, you know, what type of information you want to see in the videos, please feel free to leave that in the comments section below. Or if you just want to leave us a comment, we'd appreciate it. But for now, I guess we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.